Hey everybody, you've reached Green Room on Air, and I'm your host, Ray Renati. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. That's what we need, a little love to rain down on everybody. That's my dear friend Carly Ozard with her hit single, Let Love Rain Down. She's become the disco queen. She used to be all musical theater all the time, and now she is a well-known disco recording artist. Yes, they still have disco recording artists. Dance music, they call it. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, before we get to our wonderful guest, Abigail Munn, I just need to say a few words about what's been going on in the world. Outlaw all assault rifles. Make it difficult for people to get any guns at all. If they do, it has to be for hunting or target shooting. There has to be a hold. We don't need a well-formed militia anymore to fight off the government. Even if we had one, we couldn't win. How many more times do we have to hear about little children being slaughtered? How on earth can this keep happening and we do nothing about it? As you can see, I'm a little upset. Anyway, today we have a wonderful show. My guest is Abigail Munn. Now, I talked to her last year as well. She is a circus performer, and she has her own circus troupe called Circus Bella. I went and saw them perform last year. They're great. It was a performance they did outside in the dog patch area of San Francisco next to a creek there. I don't remember the name of it, in a park. It's outside, it's intimate, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And she has some great performers with some incredible circus acts. Now, this year, being that COVID isn't as big a deal as it was last year, I think she'll be able to have all of her performances on the day that they're planned in the places that they're planned to be in. They're opening the show called Flip Flop Fly, Circus Bella. Thursday, June 16th, 5:30 p.m. is the preview in Oakland. Then they move down to Long Beach, back up in San Francisco. Then they're going out to Reno and then back to Oakland on July 8th. A couple more shows in San Francisco, and the last show will be in Richmond on July 17th. And she says it may be extended. So make your plans. Circusbella.org. That's CRCUSBELLA.org for all your circus needs. And we all need a little bit of circus now. We need to see some acrobats and some clowns and some contortionists and some accordion players and some jugglers and some tuba players. And what else? No elephants. No elephants in this circus. Although there might be a dog. In the pre-show, the circus pet. I don't know what kind of dog it is, though. Maybe it's a Labradoodle. I think a Labradoodle would be a good circus animal. I have a Labradoodle. She'd be great in the circus. People would love her. I mean, I know I love her. So, Abigail Munn. She's been in this circus pretty much all her life. Yeah, I just had a little glitch there where some music from Carly started playing. Maybe you could hear that in the background. I don't know, unless I cut it out. In the middle of my little speech here. You see, I'm my own sound engineer, folks. Because this is a mom and pop operation. Sans mom. So it's basically just a pop operation. That's right. Let's take a look here at Abigail's resume, as it were. Abigail's been in the circus forever. Seriously. She's been directing, creating, and producing new work for Circus Bella, uh, as well as being their truck driver, catering service, and laundress. I love that word, laundress. Something so French and sexy about that. She's an accomplished dancer, choreographer, aerialist. She has a BFA in modern dance from UC Santa Barbara Party School. And as a child, she was born and raised in San Francisco. She appeared with the Pickle Family Circus. Maybe some of you remember that. They were a big deal here in the city. And later with Zope Italian Family Circus. I think in Italian you would say Zoppe. Cabaret Verdelais, Circus Cabaret, Tizorama, Va Voom, and the Velvet Hammer Burlesque. I looked at some of the burlesque videos. That are cool. Those are cool too on YouTube. Just look up the Velvet Hammer Burlesque. She was commended in the New York Times for her performance in Alma Esperanza Cunningham's Princess. She's co-directed the nouveau vaudeville troupe Kitty Bang. Oh no, look up Kitty Bang on YouTube. That's cool. They're an internationally recognized 3-time Best at the Bay winner that is influential in the modern burlesque resurgence. But it seems now her efforts are all geared toward her company, Circus Bella, and their show, Flip, what is it? Flip, Flop, Fly. Flip, flop, fly. Say that 10 times fast. Yes. And she has all kinds of performers doing all kinds of things. My favorite is the contortionist. Wouldn't it be great to be a contortionist? Just think how popular you'd be at parties. Hey, where's John? Oh, he's over in the corner with his foot behind his head, and he's got one leg over the gazebo. And he's hanging there drinking his Mai Tai upside down. Yeah. That's John for you. I don't know. It would just be fun. It would just be so much fun to be a contortionist. That's right. Well, folks, without any further ado, is that a Shakespearean word? I know it's in a lot of the Shakespeare plays. Did he invent it? Is that one of the words that Shakespeare invented? I don't know. I'll have to Google it. But again, without further ado, my friends, the fabulous, fantastical, aerialist, circus professional, ringmaster, mom, truck driver, laundress, my friend, Abigail Munn.
We are rehearsing at the Bayview Opera House in San Francisco in the Bayview district. Beautiful historic building. And they've been really gracious to let us rehearse there for this season. We had been rehearsing at Trapeze Arts for the last 12 years and they closed down. So they switched to just building circus equipment. And so they closed down their rehearsal space. So
I've never even heard of Bayview Opera House.
Oh, it's beautiful. You should check it out. It's a really beautiful space. It's out on 3rd and Oakdale or Paloux.
Wow.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there.
I would never think there would be an opera house out there.
So
amazing.
It's my understanding that this was a roadhouse on the way to, so if you were in vaudeville, you could stop at this place on the way into the city. So you could do a night here and then do a night in city. I think it's not the high level, but it was a performance venue. So it's beautiful.
Wow. It probably survived the earthquake and everything.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. And it's just beautiful. I mean, I think it's bayviewoperahouse.org. It's a really
I'm definitely going to check that out. I got to write this down so I don't forget.
And they have other performances and things like that. And we kind of got to this place. So we're just there in the mornings every day rehearsing. But it's a beautiful place to work. And we're really thankful. And it's great because there's a little outdoor stage too. So we're kind of running in and out. So we're actually practicing because we perform outside. So we can practice in the wind a little bit, which is great.
Oh, that's good. So then, and you can probably do two things at once too, I guess, instead of having, yeah, that's always great. I went and saw the show. Was it last year that I saw it?
You see,
in San Francisco. That was really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. They're over in the dog patch area or whatever they call it. What is it?
Yeah, that was probably Mission Creek Park.
Yes.
We're not going to be back at that location this year, but we will be other places close by. We're going to be at Salesforce Park, which is not too far, and we'll be in Hayes Valley, which is great as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, Salesforce Park is close to there.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I love the contortionist.
She's amazing. That's Elise Hang, and she's actually from.
She's from where? You cut out for a second.
Oh,
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, Santa Cruz. So.
Oh, okay.
She'll be back this season. This is we're excited to have her back. Slightly different act. She's been working. What happens is we will repeat the same. A lot of our performers will have back after year because I like the feel of ensemble work, but during the winter, everybody works on new tricks and new bits and new parts. And so, always surprises every year.
Yeah. Oh, you're kind of cutting out a little bit. What kind of surprise? I don't know what happened. Yeah, cut out a little.
It's better?
Yeah. It was just, your voice cuts out from some of the words once in a while.
I am so sorry.
That's okay.
Doing my best.
No, you're doing great. Yeah.
So what kind of tricks and surprises? Well, this summer, we have Tony Cannon on Chinese pole, and he had done the strongman act last year. Last year he bent a pole, a pot or a frying pan in half. But this year he's actually going to climb up and down an 18-foot pole. Oh
my gosh!
It's amazing.
And it's not anchored or anything, right? It's just.
Oh, it is anchored.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It has to be.
Who was the guy who went up on the chairs?
Oh, that's Garrett Allen. And this year he'll be back, but he's going to do the aerial act of the show. So instead of going on a bunch of chairs, he's going to be tangling himself in a rope hanging from the top of the ring.
Oh my gosh. It just looks impossible when they do this stuff. Like when he went up on the chairs, like, how is this happening? He stacked I don't know how many chairs, 10, 15, 20 chairs, like 30 feet up in the air. And he's balancing on them and doing tricks and stuff.
It's just crazy. I know. I think the thing with the circus is you just decide you're going to do something kind of crazy, and then you just practice it every day. So it becomes part of your normal daily life. And it's kind of weird, but it's fun.
Has everyone stayed uninjured during this rehearsal period?
Everyone, so far, so good. We're all doing good. We actually do 20 to 25 minutes of Pilates together at the beginning of rehearsal. So we all do our abs every morning, and I think it's really, you can see that when you saw the show, we're a family. So we're really looking out for each other and talking to each other and making sure everyone's safe and okay. And so, injuries happen, but we, knock on wood, have been pretty lucky that we're, and everyone also is, trains all the time. So everyone's in really great shape. We make sure that everyone has to be in really good shape and, eating 3 square meals a day. And so we're kind of in our best fit.
No intermittent fasting, huh?
No.
That's one of the things I loved about the show is you could tell everybody was just having so much fun together.
Yeah.
The clowns and you as the MC and doing your stuff and how much you cared about everybody. It was just such a great atmosphere. People loved it. I was sitting way in the back and everyone was just loving it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I work really hard it's hard work. We get there 5 hours before the show and we set the whole thing up, and the company is actually the ones that are setting up the whole thing and cracking it all up. So it's a certain kind of person that wants to get involved in a show like Circus Bella. But it also, there's a company culture that's really important to me. And you can see that when you see the show. So we're very careful about who we cast, that people are really going to buy into the kind of the juice that is served, buy into the kind of camaraderie, family that is Circus Bella. And not every performer wants to do a show like that. And that's totally fine. But we're very much a family.
So what kind of performer are you looking for? Like, what kind of person enjoys doing this?
I think there's, I mean, it's in this way, I think it's pretty traditional circus, and that one of the expressions with circus traditionally is called, you say with it and for it, which just means basically everybody has their act, right? And then you're also there to help with whatever needs. You have your job, but then you're kind of ready. If anything needs to be done, you just say, yeah, I'm for it. I'll help you. What can I do to help?
Oh, okay.
How can we make this together? And I think that kind of attitude is what I look for performers that have an act. You have to come to the table with that. And then if you can juggle clubs, that's excellent. If everyone has their one act, if they have a couple other skills, that's great. And then you just also have to have a good attitude and be interested in doing, you could see there's those numbers where we're all out running around, interested in doing that kind of ensemble work together as well. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Especially with it for a small company, you got to make sure everybody is willing to help out.
Yeah.
When you need it,
the work isn't as hard if we all were chipping together. So, and I buy people, there's always coffee and bananas and pastries to go.
Oh, that's good. You got to keep everybody well fed. I'm sure you burn off tons of calories. Totally. You're like serious, high level athletes. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just awesome. I love it. So you are going to be performing all over the place this year. I guess last time we talked, COVID was a big problem. But now,
COVID is still a problem. But we have a really nice season.
But some of it's lifted. So it looks like, because I remember last time you were going to you had to cancel some shows and move things around, and maybe that won't happen this time.
I don't think so. No, last year we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants, just trying to push the show through and things. And this year we have a nice schedule. I think the schedule that we're announcing is the schedule that we're going to do.
It looks like you're starting off in West Oakland on June 16th.
So we'll be in West Oakland on June 16th. And then then on that Friday after the show, that'll be our preview show. That's the first time we kind of put all the pieces together. And then we'll do the preview show on the
18th,
and then we go down to Laguna Beach.
Oh, 16th is the Oakland, the 18th is Laguna Beach. Wow. So do you have people helping you tear everything down and carry it? No?
Oh, the company does that.
Just the performers?
Just the performers.
My God.
We change costumes.
Yeah.
So we have on, and we just tear it all down and put it in the truck.
Right.
So, but if anybody wants to help out with the circus, especially loading the truck at the end of the day, we're always, if you want to get a little workout on, come and show up after the show, and we'll let you carry things to the truck.
There you go. Get a little exercise and help out Circus Bella. Yeah. So you're going to Laguna Beach, and then so you don't have much time. So you're going to be in San Francisco. You're going to be in Oakland on the 16th, and then somehow you got to get down to Southern California and set everything up and be ready.
It's a
2 days later.
But we actually, our whole setup, believe it or not, takes about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, you got it down then.
It's not that bad. It's all kind of comes out of a truck and gets set up really fast. So
okay.
It's not too bad. Usually we get to a show 5 hours beforehand, and then we set the whole thing up, and then we have time so that every company member can have time in the ring to warm up their act. And then by that, and then we have put our makeup on, our costumes, have a snack, and do the show.
This is your baby. You thought of this whole thing. You put this all together.
The show was co-founded with myself and David Hunt, who yeah, we came up with the idea for this show when we were on another circus called Zope Circus.
Mm-hmm.
You can see them. They come to Redwood City, and then quite a few years ago, David left Circus Bella to be the executive director of Prescott Circus Theater, which is a youth circus company based out of West Oakland.
Okay.
And actually Prescott Circus Theater will be performing at the pre-show at a lot of our performances.
I saw that. Great.
So they're really amazing company. And David, you know, David was the slack rope walker with our show. It was a loose rope that you walk on. He did that.
Oh, wow.
I'm still performing on the trapeze at that time. And then David left, and then I took over. So now, I'm a single mom now, and this is my baby. Most people show pictures of their kids, and I have pictures of my circus.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, what an undertaking. It's so amazing.
So, it's pretty fun.
So he walks on one of those loose ropes.
So he walked. It's called a slack rope. I don't want to get people too excited because that act's not going to be in the show. But the co-founder walked on a slack rope.
Okay.
I was the trapeze artist a long time ago. So
yes, I remember you telling me that. But you sort of retired from that, right?
Yeah. I'm enjoying my retirement.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a good idea because I don't know how old you are, but like I just turned 60, and there are definitely certain things I cannot do anymore.
Well, I'm 43 and I'm still pretty, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So I'm trying to think. So what's really fun this season is we actually are bringing an act based from the East Coast, Jan Dom and his wife Ariel Abacher. And Jan was actually in one of our original casts back in 2010. And he's since gone on to work with Big Apple Circus and some really prestigious companies. And he and his wife are coming back to join us this summer, which will be really fun.
What do they do?
He does an act called a rolla bola, which is a cylinder and that he stacks. So he's on a table and then a cylinder, and then he stacks planks and buckets and planks and buckets and planks and buckets on top of the cylinder, and then juggles on top of that.
Oh my God.
Cool. It's great. Yeah.
I tell you, whoever's listening, when you see this stuff, just your jaw drop because it just doesn't look possible. And you're so close, which is great.
You can almost smell us.
Yeah. Thank God you can, I think, because man, they're working hard. Especially when it's warm out.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you get there early though, because when I went, it was very crowded. There were a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. We are officially a thing now, and people come to see the show, which is great.
Yes. How exciting! How exciting!
Yeah.
And you're going to Reno. Are you going to be back in San Francisco, and then you're going to Oakland?
Reno. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
great. Richmond. Oh, you're going to East Bay too. Great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Neat.
Super fun. Yeah, super fun. It's really going to be. It's a nice kind of tight season. So 6 weeks, a couple locations every weekend. And Reno's new for us, which will be fun too. I think my sister lives in Reno, and so we had an inn there, and that was how we got the introduction. But
Reno's a nice little town.
It's really cute. It's so cute. And we're going to be in this beautiful park right by the river. It's going to be lovely. It'll be hot, but it's going to be lovely.
Yeah. It's so close to Tahoe. You can take a drive over there.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Lake Tahoe. I just love it over there. I wouldn't mind living over there.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. What is the little bird there on your lapel?
Oh, this is my, I love birds. I think it was, it's my, I think it's the trapeze artist still in me likes to try to think she's flying all the time. And so I have I have a collection of bird pins. So this is my seagull here. We were practicing outside and the fog came in. So I've got kind of my practice sweater on. What's been, one of the things that we do in our show is a big juggle. So the whole company juggles together at the end.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we suffer is on a windy day.
Oh my
because
gosh.
the wind is blowing everything around. So we've been practicing outside a little because of the space at the Bayview Opera House is great. There's an outdoor stage. So we have been practicing the wind, but it's cold and windy.
Yeah. That used to be windsurfing heaven out there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fun. But anyways, yeah, I have decorations on my jacket.
Great. So, do you have a favorite act, or is that a bad question to ask?
Well, I don't have a favorite act.
You love it all, I'm sure.
They're all my children who have a
favorite. Yes. You can't ask. What a stupid thing for me to ask. Yes. I guess I just wondered, like, is there one act that you find near and dear to your heart because you've done it before, or special meaning?
I always love the aerial act because that's where I think I have a soft spot for the aerialist because I know what it feels like to be up there, and I think I also, to me, rather than an act, it's like there are these different acts and you have these moments where there's just the music and the trick, and then the personality of the performer comes through. And so it's not necessarily an act, but there have, these favorite moments that kind of get frozen in your brain, so, it was even with Garrett on all the chairs. There's always a moment that he came down and he just like had this beautiful smile and did a little easily strongman pose like this, and that's, I think that's what, and that's, I also love to hire, and, Elise, the contortionist, there's a moment where she just does this little thing with her hands at this one, I just like love, and you see she's done all this crazy stuff, and then you just see her come through. And I love those are the things, I love. So I think that's rather than a favorite act. I mean, I have favorite acts that I've seen in the circus over time. Everyone has got their bucket list of like the 10 best crazy acts you've ever seen, but I think when one of the things I do when casting the show is you really want to make sure that and I work with Rob. Actually, my next task of today is to call our music director Rob and talk through the music, all the music. That's also, this is the secret weapon of Circus Bella is we've got this spectacular band, and all the music is live and written for the show. So what I try to do in creating the show is make this, how many different pictures and feelings and tempos and personalities can we put in 60 minutes, which it makes it, so that, we can't all have serene. Elise as the contortionist wouldn't be as powerful if everybody was at that same tempo. So if we can bring her in a moment when us as an audience need to like calm down and just focus on her, she really is able to shine, set her up for success, and it makes her, a well-timed act also makes it more successful for the artist.
Yeah, the music, your live music is great. It really does add to the feel and the ambiance and the drama and the humor of the pieces.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're amazing. And if people want, they can go on our website and we have CDs available. You can download the music on Bandcamp or one of those. There's a link.
Yeah. Bandcamp is the big one that people use to self-publish music. And you have t-shirts people can buy.
You can get ready. You can be a full-on Circus Bella fan where you've got your t-shirt, onesies for the my sister and her wife recently had twins, and the twins are ready with their Circus Bella onesies for their first Circus Bella show. So we've got all the things we've got. And
if you have kids, bring them, because kids just love the circus. I mean, some of my greatest memories as a child was going to the circus. I absolutely love the circus.
Well, and I think what's sort of fun is, kids like to watch things over and over and over again sometimes, and we're free. So what often happens is a parent will bring their kids, because a lot of the times we do 2 shows in one day, and they'll come for the first show and they'll just stay for the second.
Again, Mom, again. We want to see it again.
Just
yeah. And there's no animals, in case you're worried about that.
We do travel. You will see Finley, who is our circus dog. Two of the clowns trained a dog. So you'll see Finley backstage, and occasionally Finley will do some tricks in the pre-show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But no elephants or any of those
elephants,
things. Yeah.
no tigers, no horses. We are animal free.
Someone might be dressed up as a tiger or something. But
one year, it's tempting. Not this year.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you gave me my idea for next year's show.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How did you come up with the name of the show? It's called Flip Flop Fly, which I love.
Flip Flop Fly, and to me, it's every year. We don't really tell a story. It's act to act, but there's kind of a feeling, right? And to me, it's kind of about what you were talking about. It's about how you guys are so crazy in what you do. And it's like, why do you decide to like stack all those chairs and go up on the top of them and do a handstand? And what's, and you kind of have this idea to flip, and training is the flop, right? You just work at it. And I think every endeavor is like this. I think kind of bigger picture, even working on Circus Bella is like this. You work and you work and you work, and sometimes it doesn't work out or doesn't go the way you expected. But in the end, we all get, if you put the time in an optimistic world, you get to fly.
And it just sounds really good. Flip, flop, fly. The FFF. Yeah.
FFF. And there's also, it gets the, I also am enjoying that there's a lot of, I don't work with narrative. I work with movement in my, inspiration. I was a dancer. I was a trapeze artist. So that's kind of my repertoire and my ground where I can ground myself. So flip, flop, fly. There's just lots to do in that title that I can play with when I'm in a moment of what do we do now?
And now, other than do you call yourself what do you call yourself in the circus? Like you have a name, you run the whole thing.
I'm ringmaster, although I'm working, finding a bit boss lady, executive director when I'm driving, occasionally truck driver, laundry, you name it. I am that's my title, but mom.
Are you doing your own act, or are you just sort of emceeing the whole thing?
I'm just going to be emceeing. So,
okay.
And
you're going to have your fabulous costumes.
I'm going to get to wear I get to wear an amazing top hat. Our costumes are made and curated by Dark Garden, Unique Corsetry, and they're an amazing shop based in Hayes Valley, and they make all sorts of amazing corsets and couture items, and they have designed all our costumes. And you saw they're amazing.
Oh,
they're so
beautiful.
Cool.
Oh my God. That one you had last year was just incredible.
So I get to wear that. I'm going to wear that again. It's going to be a little sparklier. It's actually, I've changed the shop to get even more sparkles put on it.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So, and we'll keep some of the costumes. We're redoing a few of the costumes, and we have new acts coming in, and, different, when you work on the costumes, different acts need different things from their costumes. People have to be able to making costumes for circus is tricky because the costumes have to hold up to what we're doing, but still look cool. So we're redoing some costumes. Some people will be in the same costume, but they'll be pretty spectacular.
Yeah. So your aerial acts, are you going to have a regular trapeze, or?
This year we're doing, it's an act called Circus, and it's a long rope. It's a long rope, and he kind of climbs up the rope. We have actually a male aerialist, which is a little different. Garrett, who did the chairs, is actually going to do the aerial spot this year.
Oh, okay.
So
great.
He's beautiful, and he's going to do, he does I've seen his act, but we're changing it. He's one of the people that we're changing the costume a little bit, because the sturdy pants he needed for the chairs don't allow him to move up for the aerial work. So,
and he looks like a Greek god or something. He has like he has like the body of he's got like a 14 pack or something. And
who are you? So
giant muscles and tan, and you won't forget him.
No, you won't. He's glorious.
And he has a great smile, and he's like very charismatic.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see. Let's make sure everybody knows the dates.
Okay.
And I'll put the website on here. So we're opening preview June 16th, right? In Oakland.
That's right, June 16th.
And then you're running through July 17th.
And we're hoping to add a final weekend. I'm still confirming the dates. So
okay.
At least July 17th. I'm hoping to add one more weekend, but I'm just working on confirming it with the location,
And it's all free, right?
It's completely free. And you don't even have to make a reservation, just show up. We don't provide seating for people. So bring a blanket, bring a low lawn chair, be respectful of people behind you. There's and a good attitude.
Yes. And I went last year. It was so much fun. One of my highlights of the COVID months. It was wonderful. Yeah. And the weather was good. Hopefully it'll be good again.
I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah, I think it will.
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Abigail.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I'm trying to think about it. I was like, I think we went through everything we talked about Jan, and we talked about the costume.
Yeah. All right. Abigail Munn, ladies and gentlemen. Circus Bella, Flip Flop Fly. Be there.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
We'll see you at the circus.
Yep.
Well, folks, you've made it to the end, and I thank you so much for being a part of this Green Room on Air community. Let's all go out and treat each other well, okay? The world is crazy right now, but the world has been crazy for a long time. Part of it, I think, is social media and the instant accessibility of all information. Maybe turn off the news once in a while. Don't look at the computer screen. Don't look at the Facebook and the Instagrams and the Twitters. Give yourself a well-needed rest. Namaste. Love you. Remember, until next time, I will see you on the boards. Thank you, folks. And go see Circus Bella, the great. I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man's another child is grown old. If dreams were lightning, thunder was desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. When I was a young girl, well, I had me a cowboy. Weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time. No matter how hard I tried, the years they just flowed by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can't hear them buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, then come home in the evening and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. To believe in this living is just a hard way